Hi guys and gals, and welcome to this Hyperlambda course. It's a course that lasts for several hours where we go into every single detail of Hyperlambda with the idea and the intention of basically picking up a junior dev literally from the streets, having almost like no knowledge about software development experience from before, and being able to teach that human being how to become productive in Hyperlambda. But first things first, if your manager refuses you to refactor your legacy garbage code, then just go to his laptop while he's on the toilet or something and write this into a Linux shell on his machine. That was a joke for the record, don't do it. Anyways, so the idea is to teach software development using Angular, and obviously primarily Hyperlambda. 98% of everything I go through is Hyperlambda, but there's some Angular parts too to it, and it's a hands-on thing. I do encourage you deeply to actually follow the exercises, typing them out literally on your keyboard. There's no better way to actually learn how to create software than to manually write software yourself. So even though we're arguably a low-code automation software development cloud provider, then still I want to emphasize, when you want to learn something, you need to manually write it yourself. That's what makes you good. And then later you can leverage all of these automation constructs. So what's Hyperlambda? I mean, first of all, you compare it to stuff such as PHP or Python. It's like 5 times faster and a billion times more scalable. Why? Because it's built on top of C# and .NET Core 6. So it has almost the same traits as .NET Core has in regards to runtime performance. It's a tiny abstraction on top of .NET Core, very, very tiny. So most of the stuff that is executing is actually C# CLR code. So unless you write extremely algorithm-heavy code, I mean, I wouldn't recommend you writing your next polygon rendering engine in Hyperlambda, for the record. I mean, each programming language has its purpose. Hyperlambda's purpose is not to write polygon rendering engines or stuff like that. It's not even to, write algorithm-intensive software at all. It is to serve as an enterprise software development tool, almost like a 4th generation programming language for GL. And it's a meta programming language where the purpose is that the machine should be semantically capable of actually understanding the code. And this may come as a surprise for you, but Hyperlambda is not invented for human beings to write Hyperlambda. Hyperlambda is invented such that the machine should be able to understand and write and maintain Hyperlambda. The fact that Hyperlambda also happens to be humanly readable is almost like a surprising side effect, almost. The main purpose of Hyperlambda is to have the machine being able to understand Hyperlambda such that it can semantically maintain your code, edit your code, modify it, and create code. Now, this implies that for some tasks, when you're using Hyperlambda, you will become literally a million times more productive. That's not even a joke. There are software systems out there where you can literally click a button and you're done. Some cases I walked through in this series, such as, for instance, task management systems, CRM systems, etc., where I create these systems in 5 to 10 minutes, and they're like almost production ready. After 5 minutes, creating something like that in PHP or Python or whatever would probably require weeks, if not several months, to pull through. So the objective of Hyperlambda is to make you super, super, super productive, such that you can relax. Because you can produce the same amount of code in 5 to 10 minutes per day, as you previously had to spend like 8 hours to produce with other programming languages. And that is its purpose. So anyways, that's why this series has the subtitle of Where the Machine Creates the Code. So with that in mind, let's go.